everybody. My name is Claire Rosen, and you're listening to the Story Podcast on live TV.
On live TV. Hey, folks, my name's Tommy B.
Hi, I'm Eric Ryder. I'm just here to help.
And you guys are an amazing duo of sorts. Tommy B, you are a longtime 12-stringing, finger-picking man with a awesome pedal board, by the way.
Thank you.
And you are, I don't know you as well. Who are you?
I am the lead guitarist for Riders and the Riders Band, which is myself, my father. When it's the full band, we have a drummer. Tom has done that job for us as well before, but with him getting as busy as he has with all of this, we had to go. I mean, we still play with him occasionally, but had to find somebody a little more permanent.
Nice. So it's been a while since I've seen you, and a lot of things have happened since then.
Yeah.
If you want to check out the first episode, be sure to do that on the website. But he's wearing a really cool suit and everything else, so it was a really good episode. I remember we had a lot of fun that time.
Yeah, and as I expected, we ran over. I knew I was going to talk your ear off, so it wasn't just an hour. I think we talked like an hour and a half of all things. It was great. It
was great. And so give us a brief background on who you are, where you've come from, and what you've done.
Oh, my name's Tommy B. I'm from Massachusetts. I try like hell not to sound like I'm from Massachusetts. And I've been playing professionally now for 4 years. And I provide professional quality entertainment everywhere I go for all ages.
Just like the sign says.
Just like the sign says.
Wow.
It's branding.
Yeah, that's something you've been heavily getting into as well for a few years now. You got your shirts, you got some cards coming out maybe?
Like business cards? What do you mean?
Playing cards.
Playing cards? Well, let me talk about that. Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, the incredible, wonderful, awesome girlfriend that's over there right now. She is incredible with the visual arts. I can't do any of that. And so she actually designed these shirts, and we're going to take that style design and make an entire deck of playing cards. So a couple months we'll have those at shows, and I'll be promoting them because it's cool. And we're going to make it high quality because that's the credo. And it's just going to be the best deck of playing cards that you can get. And it's going to be branded like that. It's going to be real fun.
So who's going to be the king, queen, and joker, Jester?
So we're going to do king, queen, jack, maybe some jokers, and then the rest. And so, of course, I said to my awesome girlfriend, Paige, I said, well, obviously, you got to be on the queen cards. And she said, no. It's got to be you in basically iterations of times that I've dressed as a woman. You know what I mean? I've done
drag.
I've done Wonder Woman. I've done Moana. And so it's me and drag on the queens, and it's me on the kings and the jacks. And we'll do something weird if we do jokers. And each one has a different instrument, a different theme. So it's going to be really neat. It's just kind of, Paige has like a better chronicling of Tommy B lore and universe than I do. And I'm Tommy B. It's crazy. And so she's really implemented a ton of that stuff in the cards. There's Easter eggs everywhere.
You put me as a joker. My stupid laugh.
It would be fitting.
It would be fitting. You know, something I've been wanting to do is make like trading cards for the musicians in this area. That would be so much fun.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. They'd be worth pennies on the dollar later, but that'd be really cool.
I think it'd be really cool.
That would.
Have you gotten the Tommy B card yet? Oh, dude.
Right? Get the holographic card.
Yeah. Right, exactly. I think it'd be so cool.
That's another thing we're throwing around, too, is I'm going to get an entire deck of holographic playing cards. Just one deck. And I'm going to do something to the effect of maybe I put in one holographic card every now and again to regular decks. And if you happen to open a deck with the holographic, come to the next show and redeem it for like a shirt with that design or something. So that's
cool.
It's in the making, but we're trying to make repeat show people, and we're really trying to get it fun and interesting.
One way to do it, yeah.
And who else is doing that?
No, not nobody I know of.
I'm saying that's what I'm here for. Doing stuff nobody else does.
Well, where did you get your background in music? Where did you fall in love with music?
I always grew up around it. I picked up guitar for 2 reasons. 1, to get girls, and 2, because my dad played.
Did it work?
Not as well as you'd think, but I am married now, so it all washed out in the end.
There you go.
Success.
Yeah.
Only need one of them.
Yeah, that's true.
So where'd you go from there?
My dad plays a right-handed guitar upside down. He's left-handed,
That's
but
right.
he's self-taught. So he tried teaching me for about 2 years. I'm trying to mirror what he's doing, which I can't do because he's playing it upside down. So after 2 years of trying, he finally said, okay, screw it, you're getting lessons. Went to JW, was taught by Mark Ficazio for about 6 years. And, here we are now.
Where did you meet Tommy B?
Carlisle. Open mics, right?
I think we met at the Cave, if I had to guess.
I was going to say, it was either the Cave
That'd be
or the
mine.
Coffee House open mic.
Yeah, that's right. There is a lost picture of me that Heather and Colby have of me at one of the coffee house mics, open mics, with like Rick LeBlanc, but it wasn't Spoons and it wasn't what's now Denim. It was like some other one. Or maybe it was Denim before it was Courthouse Commons and then whatever was before that.
Okay.
I think. So it was a long time ago. So maybe.
Yeah.
And then when did you start playing with Tommy?
Total start
That
playing.
night.
That was, God, how long ago was that when you were playing bass for us?
Brother, it's been like 9 years.
Yeah, it's been no, it wasn't quite that long, but it's still been.
It's close because I moved up in October of 2014 and met you probably close to that, if not the next year.
It would have been probably 2017, 2018, because our drummer worked with me, and I didn't start that job till 2016. So yeah, it would have been like 2017, 2018.
Well, at the latest. I was already in
Yeah.
Shippensburg.
Yeah.
But yeah, something like that.
Were you at that time doing your own music at that point?
I have been, before what I've done in the last 4 years, a heavily closeted musician. Just embarrassed to go anywhere and hear myself. I had done some open mics, but that's as far as I would ever take it. And so I didn't really start coming out until 2021.
Good time to come out.
It wasn't too bad. Everything was shut down and everyone's books were open, so I was able to get a bunch of gigs because it wasn't competitive.
Right.
And yeah, I think if I had to redo that where I started but do it now, it'd be much harder. So I got very lucky.
Yeah, no, as I say, like generally a pretty good time to come out because still people are, they're still kind of closed down, still kind of COVID at that point, at least here in PA for sure. And to get out, that I feel like that's like a good hard reset for a lot of musicians that wanted to reset their brand or create something new.
Yeah, and what was funny was none of it was thought out. I went drunk to an open mic and the bar owner was like, "Hey, play a full show." This was Sherman's Creek Inn. And
There you go.
yeah, and I said, "Yeah, sure, okay." And then I said, "I can do 3 hours." I went home, timed my set list. I had 1 hour and 19 minutes and about 2 months to learn the difference.
Jeez.
And it never stopped. So, yeah, I say all over the place, on all records I can put it on. If anyone has complaints about what I do, live or music-wise, call Troy Tremlin at the Sherman's Creek Inn and complain to that guy.
So covering 3 hours, that's why you stole half our set list. Now I get it.
Well, yeah, so I stole half from you guys and half from Colby.
Yeah, true.
Who? I mean, you stole from Colby. No, I'm kidding.
We took the one that he doesn't want to play. So.
No, I'm kidding.
Well, you did your 300th show there just kind of recently.
Yeah, in December, we did the 300th show, and we sold so much merch, it was ridiculous. It was crazy.
I got one.
Yeah, that was my first, I think that was the first T-shirt print, or the second. I don't know, but it was a special edition because it was for the 300th show, and so we sold a ton.
And we did 10 push-ups that day, too.
We did, yeah.
I did do 10 push-ups.
I can't wait to see you back on that train.
Yeah, it's been a little bit. I am still losing weight, though, so there's that. I did a
that's
10-minute bike ride today.
Dude, I love that.
Up and down the hills of Columbia.
Well, that's good because
Doesn't sound like a lot, but
you had brought me here for an interview, but we're all here for your intervention.
help.
Not many people showed up to your intervention, I'm starting to tell you.
Well, that says a lot, doesn't it? So you had your 300 show. What's it like hitting 300, that milestone?
Oh, it was crazy, and I'm glad it happened at the creek. That was literally 300.
Literally where you started.
Yeah, and it was where I started. So it was like the odds of that happening, because almost a year before that, I think Eric and his father, Terry of Riders, they joined me, I think, at the Eagles for my 200th show.
Yeah.
It was way less. It was actually you that reminded me of this, Terry, because I thought I hadn't done a 100th marker show. And then he reminded me, like, oh, yeah, no, we did the 200th. I was like, oh, wow, that's right. So after hitting 300, it's as shocking as every summer booking for the next year. It's just as shocking to me that I hit 300 as it is being able to tell you now in August of 2024 that I have a bunch of shows scheduled for next year in 2025. So this continuing blows my mind, and the 300 show is no exception.
Yeah, same. I just recently hit my 250th.
Good for you.
The story podcast, yeah. And that was shocking. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, and that took you,
Tommy.
How long did it take you to do 250 episodes? About a week and a half?
Yeah.
You were a busy guy for a long time.
Yeah, I do remember it was 2 weeks where I did one episode a day, 2 weeks straight, and that killed me a little bit inside.
I bet. But you won an award for it.
I did win an award for it, and hopefully we'll win another award next year.
Hell yeah, hopefully.
I've been doing it since April 2022.
Yep.
So.
Yep, and that was a fun time being on it. You had a cool setup, and now you're here, so another cool setup.
Yeah.
Same jacket.
Same jacket. Actually, I don't think I had this one in 2022.
No, you didn't.
No, I didn't. No, I've got the same shirt though. Same shirts right back there in the thing.
So I tell you what, for me as your friend, I think you've grown a lot.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Because I remember our episode, you were relatively new, and every commercial break playing the songs, you would go, how is this going? Is this going all right? Am I talking too fast? I'm giving you like pep talks, and now you're just crushing it.
Yeah, it's always like you said, like on your end, it's always about improving, trying to better your brand, and trying to execute what you're trying to execute, right?
Yeah.
And especially me, I was an introvert, didn't know what the frick I was doing, and I was a bunch of technology in front of me I didn't know what to do with, so I had just pretty much moved into the scene. No one had heard of Corey Rosen at that point.
Yeah.
Now everyone knows who I am.
Eric called me on the way in. He goes, "Who the hell's Corey?"
That's okay.
Okay.
So tell me a little bit about the Riders. How long have you guys been a band, and what is your experience with that?
As far as professionally, and I think it's still partially on the business cards, is professionally since 2007, but he's my dad, so yes, it goes back further than that.
A little bit further.
No, 2007, my senior year of high school.
Get some pushback from the crowd.
No, 2007 professionally. Actually, New Year's Eve 2007. I knew a couple of the high school bands that had gotten into Carlisle first night, and they told me who their contact was. I went and talked to her, and we got in as street performers.
Wow.
Yeah. So we were actually posted in front of what is now the Children and Youth Building, 3 doors down from the Carlisle Theater. And the sidewalk out there, we didn't know this at the time, the sidewalk out there is actually heated. So we had spent 3 months, 2 or 3 months, practicing outside in a storage unit to get our guitars and ourselves acclimated to playing out there in the cold. And then we get there and the sidewalk's heated, so the guitars were in better shape.
The sidewalk itself?
Yeah.
Like the concrete?
Yeah,
that's so
underneath
cool.
it's
It's
actually
tubing
heated.
through it?
I guess, yeah.
That's so cool.
Well, that's what we're here to talk about. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
We're living in the 20th century, aren't we?
Well, my one
21st.
Probably my one big brag actually is from that night, because it was the first time we'd played out in public, and people complained to the organizers about the guy who does the chainsaw ice sculptures, that they couldn't hear us over him because he had a new saw that year. And this is a guy who'd been doing that, still as far as I know does it, had been doing that for 10 years.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the first year that we were out there, people complained to the organizers that they couldn't hear us because of him.
That's a compliment, if I've ever heard one.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And so where are you guys now? Are you guys doing new music and stuff like that?
He has a few originals. I only have 2 at the moment. There are a few in the works. But for me, it was always... Or for me, picking up the guitar wasn't I have stuff to say. It was, okay, I want to be able to play that. Yes, it was kind of, I want to be able to show off. But now, being into performing, it's, I want to be able to make you get some semblance of the feeling when we're playing a song that I got the first time that I heard that, or whenever I go back and listen to it.
Fair enough. Speaking of songs and new stuff, you got some new stuff.
Yeah. Yes, we do. Very excited. Well, we got this EP that I just released, and Eric plays on Familiar Hell, the almost closing track. Oh man, I love it. And it's a concept EP. All the songs are about the same topic, but it emotionally rotates. And basically, the short of that is, I was in kind of like I don't know, a complicated situation with situationship with a girl in Virginia that I had known in Massachusetts, and we were together in Massachusetts briefly, and we were best friends, hit it off, and well, anyway, life happened, we moved on, and we did other things. And then all the time it would be like, she's single and call me, and then I'd be like, oh, I'm with this person, not now. And then on the reverse, and then on the reverse, and then, so it's just been a crap show, but the chemistry was there, the connection, the drive, and it lasted over like 10 years,
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a very deep, and it goes back to high school, and I'm, almost 31 now, so it's like, it went. But it never had a bookend. It never closed. And that was the hardest part for me. And then, funny enough, I met Paige, who designed the shirts, and she's a huge supporter and help, and she's fantastic. And we've been together. It was like 10 days after we met, give or take, that this girl that the album's written about calls me. And she's like, let's get together. And I'm like, you weren't ready a month ago. I just started dating this other girl. Like, it happens every time.
Right.
And I was pissed, And then she... It was like, nope, let's move, let's do the whole thing. I'll move up to Pennsylvania and all this stuff. And it was like, oh man. So then the next day, she calls, hey, I don't know what I said, but maybe we shouldn't do anything right now. And I was like, I'm closing this, and I closed it with this album. And so every song is a different emotion. It starts with a song called Dighton Summer, and it alludes to the awesome summers that I had growing up in Dighton, Massachusetts. And she was a part of that. Not a massive part, but a part of that nonetheless. Very optimistic, hey, let's get the Dighton Summers back. And then it moves into a song called Tomorrow, where it's like, well, tomorrow may never come, and we should just take it day by day, see what happens. And then it goes into the song Home in Time, which is heavy chorus, lots of vocals. And it's, asking the question, are you going to come home to me in time before I move on with my life? Are you going to beat that deadline?
Right.
And Familiar Hell comes to close the concept album out with, no. You're going to be stuck in your familiar hell because it's comfortable. And it's just this loud, angry song. And then, of course, goes into a little finger-picking ditty at the end there, and then closes with my first release cover, Wicked Game.
Right.
And so I thought that was fitting. It's one of my more requested songs by people that have seen me perform. And it just made sense to me at the time, so...
And so is 2200 Miles about her too?
2300 is not about her. It was actually about another girlfriend, of which I sang that song in front of. I said, hey, I just wrote a song. What do you think about this song? She goes, it's not too bad. I like it. I went, huh. Because we were still together at the time. Right. It's a breakup song. I went, okay. And then I moved.
That's fantastic.
So I have this history of writing songs about girls because I don't really write happily. I only write like angrily and when breakups and all this stuff. I finally have the inspiration to get that off my chest, and it's mostly about the women,
So Paige, whenever he has a song to show you.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I'm actually in the middle of writing a song about Paige positively.
Positively, there you go.
Yes, positively, yeah.
There you go.
I'll get just a taste of it. The first line is, she likes Furbies and the rain.
Oh yeah. I like the next one.
What's the next line?
And champagne toast.
Oh, and champagne toast.
toast.
Yes, yes. So she's helping me.
Well, let's get into some of your songs. I'm presuming you're playing one from Where's Fluffy.
Oh, of course. We have one song from that we're doing. We have one from an album that's soon to release. Yeah, and then what's the other one? And then we have one that's just in demo form. So we got the whole gambit. We're going to hit them all.
Well, let's play one from Where's Fluffy. Which one are you going to play from that one?
Familiar Hell, and we're going to give you a slight twist at the end on it. We're gonna kind of superimpose a song that's coming out. Ooh. So we're really, it's got a lot.
Well, let's take a listen. Shall we get set up for that?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Stay in your familiar hell when I've been here to take you away. So you'll choose to stay in your familiar hell when I've been here to take you away. So you'll choose to stay in your familiar hell when I've been here to take you away. Take you away, take you away, take you away, darling, day by day. Stay in your familiar hell when I've been here to take you away. So you'll choose to stay in the familiar hell you built instead of taking my hand until you're unfamiliar heaven. So I'll choose to stay with one more little line. You are done taking my time. Take time away, take time away, take time away, darling, day by day. Take time away, take time away, take time away, darling, day by day. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Why can't you just see it? Why do you have to touch it? And why can't you just know it? Why do you have to prove it? And why can't you believe it? Why do you have to see it? And why can't you just see it? Why do you have to touch it? Take time away, take time away, take time away, darling, day by day. Take time away, take time away, take time away, darling, day by day. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And that was Familiar Hell, which is all on streaming platforms everywhere now, right?
Yep, every single one that DistroKid can find, yes.
Every single one that DistroKid can find. That is hilarious. You know, I've been having so much trouble with DistroKid of late. I can't speak. I need help.
Is that what they're not helping you with?
Yeah, no, they never taught me how to speak.
Oh, well. Yeah, I don't know. I don't use it often, but when I do, it seems to smooth over.
That's good. Well, it's late. I'm tired. But you know what, Tommy? I really like your music.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, no, I'm really excited for Familiar Hell and all the stuff that I may or may not be doing currently with it.
Yeah, we do. We have one in the shadow world. We got one, Corey and I, together in progress.
It is in progress. We did officially start the orchestration of some of Tommy B's songs. So be on the lookout for that. Don't know when it'll be done, but it'll be done, and it's going to be great.
Probably.
And there are going to be a bunch of reimaginations, so they're not going to be like the same exact thing.
Yeah.
If you ever hear his song Dream in person, like we did today, and then you listen to the one that's out there, they're not the same, which is a good thing.
Yeah, no, it's very different, and it's real fun. It's an orchestral remix, as it were.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
Are you ever going to release like the original Dream at all?
Yep, that's on B2, and that's coming out probably in January. Don't hold me to it. I hope this doesn't date poorly, but...
I like how we said we weren't going to talk about it here instantly.
Here it is. Well, you brought it up, and here we are.
Here we are.
Yeah, so hopefully, that should be coming out, yeah.
Are you writing anything new at all, or?
I am writing a lot of angry working man songs.
Because you're angry at your job.
I am. I just have, to be fair, I stopped drinking alcohol.
Congratulations.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, it's a phenomena. Every time I say that, I don't look for it, but people say, congratulations. And then they drink their Miller Lite.
That's right. Because they wish they could.
I don't know. It's a phenomena. But anyway, so I have a baseline anger, A few months after stop drinking, it's like I'm just angry all the time. And so we got to sort that out. And it doesn't help with work and some things that have been going on. But there's an album about not my job, but similar situations that other people could relate to.
Just call it, that's not my job.
Yeah, really. Well, I can't, it's so top secret. I can't even tell you the album title or half of what's going into this. But it's a horror album.
Really?
It is it's got adult concepts, and it is serious.
Interesting.
And some of those things I'll have to tell you off the mic. But it is...
I'm curious how you apply that to acoustic music.
Oh, it's mostly full band.
Oh, nice.
And much like the last half of Where's Fluffy is very full band, and of course Eric's on there with his lead guitar, and there's full drums. It's that. It's like a prog. It's kind of got some Zappa sense in it. It deals with serious, like really serious topics. And it's almost like Five Nights to Freddy's is to Chuck E. Cheese, as what my album is going to be to an actual day in the life of what I do at my job. So it is a horror version of what I do.
Well, there you go.
And it's all based on real feelings. Like, it's all based on truth. And it's just gruesome in some of the songs. Some of the songs are happier, but it's primarily gruesome. And so we actually get to hear one of those songs today. It's called Oh, the Boss is Coming.
Oh, I think I have heard of this one.
You have heard of that song.
Yeah.
So that's going to be on this, there's B2 that still has to come out, a full album. And then the one after that is this angry, full band, odd time signatures, odd key changes.
Oh, I dig that.
It's
excited.
spooky. And the cameos that I have in this, to anybody who has worked there, it will be spooky. It will be haunting. Some of these songs are going to make people very uncomfortable. And they're just songs. And I think they're going to be newsworthy. And I'm frightened about the response.
Really?
Like, I have to find like an entertainment lawyer. Because this is a serious album.
Well, keep me updated if you find an entertainment lawyer. I'm trying to find one too.
Will do.
Yeah. I've got a Halloween album coming out.
I've heard. Yeah, I can't wait for that.
Yeah,
Is
I'm
it dropping
super excited.
on Halloween or near it?
Not this Halloween, because the concept I want to do is too big to do it this quickly.
Okay.
So the rundown of it is that I had this concept. I've created this intro, and it's just instrumental, and it follows this dude running away from whatever, you don't know, and he runs into this house, and this house is a house of horrors. Then I was trying to figure out for like Halloween 2 years ago. I was trying to do this, and I was like, I'm just not getting the idea of cross very well. I don't know where to take this musically. I don't know where to take this at all. And so I was sat on it for like 2 years, and then a couple days ago, one of my friends, we made like a spooky playlist, and I was like, oh, I should just make this into an album where each song is a different horror that he runs into. You know, talking about ripping him apart or chasing him or whatever. So do you know Featherburn?
Oh, of course.
I wrote one with Featherburn about this clown that has a tie, and he needs to give it up to somebody so that way he's free. But the thing is that this town makes everything funny. So like, your mother died, it's funny. Stupid, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so he's trying to convince the dude in the story to take away his tie, but the dude says, "No, I don't want that stupid tie."
Oh, because he probably thinks it's funny.
Because it's no, but and then the clown gets more progressively angrier, and it just loses his at the end. And it's so much fun because John Featherburn. He's so theatrical. He's an actor. So I'm really excited for that. And I've got a few other collaborations. I might actually hit you up about one too.
Yeah, let me know. And just a quick talk about John. I wish you got to see this, Eric and Terry. And oh my God, I got to be on a bill with him at Hell in a Bucket sometime this year.
That's right. I was there.
Dude, when he whipped out the bike parts, that's all I'm going to say.
100%.
I went this. When he took off his
helmet?
Yeah, he put on a helmet, took off his clothes, and passed out like rusty bike parts to an audience. That was a level of like entertainment I just haven't achieved yet.
You got to stack
I was
it
like,
up
this
a little
dude
bit.
almost got naked on stage for a song.
This is
committed.
great. He is great.
He was serious.
I actually have a collab coming out with him very, very soon too.
Oh, nice.
Have you heard his Rumpelstiltskin?
No.
Oh, it's a good song.
Unless I heard it that night.
You might have heard it. I don't know. But he also has fun little plug for John. He has his camp out.
Camp Featherburn.
Camp Featherburn, September 13th through the 15th. Tickets are on featherburn.com. Be there, be square. I'm going to be there. It's on the Susquehanna right here. We're going to go kayaking and hiking and all the things.
How much did he pay you for this plug?
He paid me nothing. Nothing at all.
Hey, speaking of shout-outs, let me plug this one.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Eric and I just played the Abbey Bar recently. It was a couple weeks ago. And it was the CPMAs, the Central Pennsylvania Music Hall of Fame, and I think the River 97.3.
That's right. They did the live open mic.
They hosted a live open mic. They recorded like a bunch of the songs, and they're putting it on the local show. I think that's Sundays at like 8 or 9 or something like that.
That's right. It's happening today.
Yeah, I love it. I might have to check that out. And I got to meet Glenn Hamilton
That's right.
of the River 97.3. That was pretty cool. And it was awesome. So Eric and I played a killer 2-song set. We got some excellent photos by Chris Ryder.
I am
so
so
good
upset.
friend of ours,
I'm so upset that I couldn't be there.
We were too. Yeah,
I know I should have been there.
We all took a knee at your absence.
I know, I bet. Everybody.
Yeah. It was me, Brandon Valentine, Eric Ryder, Desi Renee. We were... Oh,
I know. It was such a good... I couldn't call off in time because I forgot about it. And then I saw it like less than 2 weeks before, and I was like, oh, shoot, I should have saw that earlier. I was so mad. Because I would have been there if I could have been.
Oh, sure.
I would have played my own stuff.
So you were mad. You have a job, and you were working it.
Pissed off I have a job and I was getting paid.
Yeah, so just wait till this album comes out.
I was about to say, this sounds like a song lead-in if I've ever heard one.
It does sound like a song lead.
Well, shall we get to it?
Let's do it.
All right.
Oh, the boss is coming. He's coming around the bend. Put your phones away and look busy. He's gonna tell you when you're laid off for the season gonna be long. Oh, the boss is coming, he come to do us wrong. Oh, the boss is leaving, he's leaving mighty quick. He didn't give no notice, no, he didn't call in sick. I heard just the other night, foreman put him in the ground. Oh, the boss is leaving, he won't be coming round. No, no.
Maintenance style 7315, please. Maintenance style 7315.
Eat, work, sleep, back to work. Eat, work, sleep, back to work. Sleep, work, sleep, back to work. Eat, work, sleep, work, get back to work. Oh, the boss's funeral, super sad to see. No one showed, not a single soul, not one little honeybee. Now a trickster thought a funny trick to write it on his grave. Though he saved that company money, it was his soul he couldn't save. No, no.
Vulcanizer number 5 as an end of cycle. Vulcanizer number 5 at end of cycle.
Eat, work, sleep, back to work. Eat, work, sleep, back to work. Eat, work, sleep, back to work. Eat, work, sleep, work, get back to work. Oh, the boss was coming, he was coming around the bend. We put our phones away and we looked busy. And he had to tell us when we're laid off for the season, a season far too long. Oh, the boss was coming, he come to do us wrong. No, no.
And that was, oh, the boss is coming. You can find that not anywhere.
You can find that on SoundCloud, but I don't promote SoundCloud.
You know where else you can find it?
Where else?
At your own Tommy B show.
Yeah, I do play it live a lot because a lot of people are angry and they relate. You know, you go from working, even 40 hours a week is too much. 8 hours a day is too much. Never mind, you know, working 6-7 days straight all of the time, 8 to 12 hour days, maybe more. I mean, come on, dude.
Tommy B has no opinions on the work schedule whatsoever.
Oh, I have lots of opinions. The poor people that I work with have heard my opinions about work schedules really like a lot for the last 2 years. It's all I talk about. So angry, I wrote a whole album about it.
Yeah. Well, think about speaking about new stuff. You've been doing a new lifestyle thing. Tell me about it.
I have, yeah. So, you know, I'm not here to preach to other people, but I have quit drinking alcohol, quit consuming it.
Amen. Hallelujah.
Yeah, I broke a rib, had too much time on my hands, got too drunk at the Sports Emporium, and I haven't drank ever since.
That'll do it.
Yeah, no, that has. But no, what I really want to talk about isn't that. It's the concept that kind of keeps me still not drinking, which is, you know, this is probably going on 4 or 5 years. I've been thinking about this. I've talked to hundreds of people. I've talked to people at shows, people at work, all my friends. Like, I'm just trying to field it out. and see if anyone can poke holes in this. And what it's kind of come to is, to live literally your best life is to focus on only 3 things. And it's your mental, physical, and financial health. And I'm so serious about that. It is so memeable because I say it all the time. I say it at my house for all people all of the time.
Says it in his sleep.
Probably, and I'll even say it to like my daughter. I'll be like, you got to work on your mental. She'll be like, physical and financial health. I'm like, yeah, good, right.
She's going to be a secure woman one day.
Dude, I hope, because like outside of those 3 things, what possibly can you work on? Like what doesn't fall under those 3 things?
I would say maybe ambition, but even then, you know what I mean?
I'd argue that's a mental thing.
That's exactly what I was saying. You could argue that's a mental thing.
Yeah, and then all your relationships, your interpersonal communications, like all that, your emotions. One person said, what about your emotional intelligence? And I think that goes back to your mental health.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, if you can work on your brain, your body, and your bank, I think you're set up. So if all decisions that you make, and we make thousands in a day, if at least most of those decisions can be filtered through, how does this affect my mental health, my physical health, my financial health, I think you're in great shape. Like drinking for me doesn't help me mentally, doesn't help me physically, and certainly hurts me financially, right? So it's a net negative across the board. And just like your, impulse eatings and your, all your impulses, all your vices, all of your problems that we all have, it filter them through that, your mental, physical, financial health, and it's glaring. You might not even think it's a problem, maybe you like shopping or whatever. Run it through that system, and then you might find it's a problem. And if you can make all decisions a net positive towards those 3 things, I think we'll be in tremendous shape that we've never been in ever.
I've always been a fan of, I was in Boy Scouts for a long time, and I'm an Eagle Scout. And their montage is physically strong, mentally awake, morally straight.
Mm-hmm. That's not too bad.
Yeah, I like that. That repeats in my mind all the time, plus the 12 points of the Scout Law, which I won't go into here. But.
Similar vein, though, I got to stress the financial health piece.
Oh, 100%. I agree with you.
And, of course, in order of priority, by the way, I think working mentally first is number 1. Physically is after that.
Because it all comes from your mental state.
Yeah, and there's all an intersection for all of them, but, you could be the richest person in the world and be in the best shape, and you could ultimately clock out. You could unlife yourself, and who wants to do that? So I think it starts with the mental. Totally.
I agree.
Because if your brain is strong and your body is strong, you can get the finances.
Yeah, right, yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's where I'm at with that. It's a new lifestyle, and it's a tough one, but that's helped me tremendously. I've seen a lot of growth in my life and the growth of my kids' life, all that stuff. It just seems to be, a really good framework, and it's helped me. And in theory, I think if all people would make decisions through that framework, I think it would make a tremendous net benefit on those people also, and ultimately society and the world. So let's go.
Tommy B for president.
No.
Absolutely not.
I don't think one can both be mentally healthy and currently go through that system running for president.
Right, honestly.
If you could take one to the head and go, I'm going to do this tomorrow, I think that's crazy. But that's me.
Well, getting to some questions I'd like to ask all my guests and getting you back into the conversation. What are some skills that you're still working on that you would like to improve upon?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah, I've updated my questions since you've been on the show.
I like that. You got anything for you?
Well, I was going to ask for a little clarification, musically or in
Musically.
general?
Oh, musically? Oh, that's easy. Yeah, musically, I just need to work on scales and triads.
Really?
Yeah.
That's something you struggle with.
I wouldn't say struggle necessarily. I would say it's, if you were to rank my proficiency in all things guitar, I would say I am lesser on those.
Gotcha.
Like I can fingerpick shred like a son of a gun.
You can.
But Eric's here because this guy kicks ass at the things that I struggle with. You know what I mean? So.
Well, if you're ever curious, I have a website for you that can help you with that.
Oh, do you?
I do. From back in my college days.
Oh, maybe I'll check it out.
Yeah.
For me, sort of keep improving on the small stuff that I've been doing. The last 2 or 3 years, I've been focusing on changing up what I'm doing, getting better keys for my solos, and in particular the last year and a half, and if you've been watching, you've seen some of it, chord inversions.
Sure.
Mainly because when Dad and I are playing in the duo, it's pretty much acoustic. If we're just playing the same chords, it doesn't necessarily sound thin, but it doesn't sound that wide.
And it can get pretty muddy if you're...
Yeah, and if I'm playing a D chord, it started with me just doing like bar chords over his open.
Right.
But then doing essentially like I'm not even sure what it's called, basically putting the D shape, the open D shape, and sliding that up and doing that, and several other inversions have just opened that up and made it sound, or given me the ability to make it sound a lot fuller without overly changing what I'm playing.
And it makes it a lot more interesting to listen to.
Yeah. Makes it a lot more interesting to play, too.
That's also true.
And in fact, I had an issue with one of my guitars where I think the 3rd fret is starting to fret out. So being able to do those inversions, and this was with full band, being able to do those inversions on something where I don't normally allows me to, in the moment, mitigate an issue like that and improve the sound.
There you go. Let's take a second and appreciate the gear that you got, shall we?
Sure, let's do it.
Tell me about your gear, Tommy.
Well, so first off, my friend Amy helps me a lot with these Schecters. I got a Schecter guy, and this is a Schecter 12-string guitar. I think it's the Orleans Studio model. It's fantastic. I love these Schecter guitars. I have too many of them at this point, and I finger-picked that. And then on my pedal rig, it looks like I have 4 pedals, but I'm only using 2 right now. I'm using the TC Helicon Play Acoustic. It's a vocal harmonizer, vocal looper, guitar looper, and it's got all the vocal and guitar effects. So I could always have chorus, reverb. I could basically mix here and then just give a dry signal to the, or the wet signal rather to whoever's mixing, and it just should make it easier on them. And then I have this Roland El Cajon pedal. Has like cymbals and other drum effects and stuff like that. So that's what I run. That's mostly my live stuff now. Often I still sit on a cajon and I play that and stuff, but that's the pedal board I got. These 2 pedals.
All right, and you got this monster of a machine here.
Yeah, well, this is actually paring it down. I have Tom's seen it. Tom's played shows with us. He's seen the big ass pedal board.
One of your last pedal boards was the size of a Honda.
If we're talking about the lawn, the Honda lawnmower, but this is it's still big, but it's a single unit, so I don't have any cable issues. I have one cable going in,
One cable coming out.
Yeah, this also has a vocal processor.
Oh wow!
Yeah, you can't see it from the cameras, but up here on the right, it has actual auto tune.
It does
built in as well.
Oh my god!
Yeah, it also does vocal and guitar looping. I'm looking into this to see if it can do both of them at the same time. But there's only a handful of effects that this doesn't have, and only one of them is one that I really use. So this will be built onto a pedal board that is going to be only slightly bigger than this, because there's like 2 drives and that effect that I want other than what's in here.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I did payments for a year, but yeah, this unit, I think it's on sale right now for $300 off, but from Zounds, but it's normally $1,300, and yeah, that seems like a lot, but for setup, tear down, and not having to worry.
Oh yeah, this is great.
As much as I love the individual pedals, and I still have that big ass pedal board. Actually, yeah, I do still have that big ass pedal board sitting at home in front of my actual amp.
Where's that? In a 2-car garage?
Basically,
And that pedal board is huge.
But yeah,
Send us a picture of that so we can overlay it.
Yeah, for going out and performing, this was too easy a setup to pass up. Like, there's amp sims, pretty much all of my presets.
Yeah, I was about to say, you don't even need an amp. I just had it direct out right into the mixer.
Yeah, all of my presets.
That's so impressive to me.
Yeah, all of my presets for the bass level are a PV Valve King actual PV like emulation, and an AC30. They're not running stereo, they're just running parallel.
That's so cool. And then your guitar?
Yeah, the guitar is actually, as far as for me, this thing's only a couple weeks old.
Oh, wow.
It's an Epiphone DC. They don't call it the Les Paul DC anymore, but it's an Epiphone DC Pro. It's the same electronics and everything as their modern series, like the SG Modern, but this was $600, and
Sounds great.
yeah, and it plays awesome. I was debating before I got it whether I was going to change the pickups, but I'm not because I actually really like them. I am going to change the knobs, and there is one mod that I want to put on here, but other than that,
You a big Epitone guy? Big Epitone guy?
I'm a big, the price of the guitar doesn't matter. Not in a I have infinite funds way, in a if the cheap thing is what works for you and you really
Right.
like it, do the cheap thing. So, and this, yeah, I did not expect to like this guitar nearly as much as I do when I bought it. And it is really nice having access, easy access to the higher frets. I haven't had that on a guitar in probably 10 years.
Oh, wow.
Not like this, no.
Well, there you go.
That's part of why I was going so high on some of them, is I have access to that now.
Oh yeah.
There you go. So you have one more song for us to play tonight.
We do. Yeah, I was the most depressed I think I've ever been when I wrote this.
Really?
Yeah. So we played the Abbey Bar recently, and I introed it with, if you want to feel happy, listen to the music. If you want to feel terrible,
Listen to the lyrics.
listen to the lyrics. And if you want to feel confused, listen to both. And really, I mean, in the background, I was living at my mom's house a year maybe after I moved up here, maybe not even, and just having moved from Florida. Now I'm in the winter because I moved up in October, and the winter and I don't do well. Florida was great, and I was so depressed. I'm not kidding you, just to ruin the mood here. I was ready to grab my favorite blanket and my favorite pillow and set up a bed on 81 and go to sleep.
Wow.
You know what I mean? It's the trucking capital of the country. Something would hit me. Great.
Right.
That's done. And I'm sleeping? Let's go. And so I basically wrote this song in the middle of that. And it's this interesting thing because inherently I'm a happy guy. And so
So you're a pretty happy dude.
yeah, and so I couldn't really write unhappy music. So that's why it's just two happy chords, the whole song, and then the lyrics really kind of do it. And knowing that backstory, and then, you've probably heard the song before, but now that you get the backstory, when you listen to this, it might be uncomfortable. I mean, it was very hard to record these lyrics in the studio. And I actually couldn't do the ending part because it was too emotionally taxing. So we had to edit it in a way where I was like, okay, that's eerie and, dark enough. But yeah, I could not actually record it the way it's written.
Well, shall we take a listen?
Let's do it. Let's
do
end
it.
on a depressing note.
Absolutely.
Oh, the camera's dying. All right, cool. Let's do it. Oh, the loneliness I feel, and the emptiness I fear. Oh, the solitude in the air, and the attitude in me. I knew when I first said to you, hey, that things have to change. I knew then I'd be missing you now and feel estranged. Oh, the loneliness I feel, and the emptiness I fear. Oh, the solitude in the air, and the attitude in me. I knew when I first said to you, hey, that things have to change, babe. I knew then I'd be missing you now, and feel like a stranger. I'm a danger to myself. I feel, and the emptiness is real. Oh, the solitude in the air, and the attitude that's in my heart. I knew when I first said to you, hey, the things have to change, babe. I knew then I'd be missing you now, and feel like a stranger. I'm a danger to myself. Just a stranger to myself. I'm just a danger to my health. I'm just a stranger in danger, and I don't really fucking care what you think of me. I'm dead. I'm just a stranger to myself. I'm just a danger to my health. I'm just a stranger to myself. I'm just a danger to my health. I'm just a stranger in danger. I'm just a stranger in danger. I'm just a stranger. I'm just a stranger, and I don't really fucking care what you think of me. I'm dead. It's like I don't know who I am anymore. I'm just not quite sure how to feel. Help me before I hurt myself. Help hurt myself. Help hurt myself.
Woo! Oh. And that was Stranger, not to be found anywhere yet.
No, that one's released.
And that was Stranger. You can find that everywhere.
Yep, all streaming platforms. Yep, it's actually off the B2 album, but we just released that as a single.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
See, what are your opinions on the single versus album release?
Oh, it seems like now this is what it appears. It appears that artists that are newer, trying to break out, seems like the waterfall single technique is the way to go. So you have something to promote every single show. You know, hey, new single, you know, new show. You're selling merch. You're drawing people. Whereas like Foo Fighters can release a whole album and tour for 3 years on it. You know, not saying they do, they just can.
No, they just record 3 albums in a year and then release them with no
Yeah.
fanfare.
Yeah, so it seems that. So it seems like the most efficient way, if everything's done right, is to do a waterfall single bit. I didn't do that with Where's Fluffy because I needed that to get off my chest.
Well, I'm of the opposite opinion.
All right.
I think it is nice to get out high quality professional entertainment. And as an album first, so that way you have something for people to go back to, right? So because people will hear a song, I want to hear more of that, and there's nothing. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, you're not my film professor, so. Yeah, no, it could be. Yeah, you're right too.
That's how I feel.
So
That's how
if
I
you
feel
have nothing out there, yeah, maybe you should get an album out quickly. But I mean, I don't know. You know, I'm not. You know,
who really knows? Nobody.
Yeah, I didn't have the highest grossing tour in human history like Taylor Swift has recently.
That's right.
And so until I do that, I guess I don't have too much.
And she just released her new album.
Yeah, she could do whatever she wants.
She could do whatever the heck she wants.
Yeah, I'll get there one day.
Yeah, she should come on the Story Podcast TV show. That'd be pretty cool. She's from here, so who knows? Anyway, you got new stuff coming out?
No, I made an ad that we put on YouTube back in 2014, so don't feel bad about the maybe January. But no, I will chime in on this though. Don't release singles until you have 3 or 4 ready.
I would agree with that.
I like that.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I think the waterfall single thing, if you just release a whole album all at once, yeah, people get to hear all of that, but then they burn through.
Then what?
It's done. If you do the waterfall singles, if you have like in the 3-4 months leading up to the album release like a song every month, then it's sort of like with the comics. You know, they still have to wait, but they don't have to wait
too long
to get something new, and it keeps them going. And then you get to the album release, and okay, yeah, they already know it, but now they're interested to see what the rest of it's going to do.
Right. No, I would agree with that because waterfall release to me sounds like, because I know there are some bands that wait 6 weeks, 8 weeks to release their singles like that, and I feel like that's just too much time. There's not enough attention span around these days.
Well, it probably depends too. Like if you're a touring act who has a following all over the country,
right?
Yeah.
You know, so it just depends where you're at. I think.
I agree with that too. Where do you want to be at in 5 years?
Where do I want to be at in 5 years? Touring original music with some awesome musicians backing me, and not just that, because that sounds like a fantasy, but business-wise, you know, generating enough income that I can pay all these people and continue to do this. I mean, I've been doing the cover solo shows predominantly for the last 3.5 years, and it's been successful beyond my imagination. It's been wild, and I can't believe it still happens, and I'm making a living. I mean, if I quit all the jobs that I have, I could probably just live off music. I wouldn't have money then to invest in the music, which is what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
And then I've upgraded equipment. I'm soon to get like a trailer, and I'm gonna like brand the hell out of the trailer, like wrap it and stuff. That way, when I have enough liquidity to maybe only do music, we can go on tour.
There you go.
I want it like air conditioned, which I've already looked up. You can have, and have some cots there, so you could climate control it. I could sleep in the trailer. I could, work out in the trailer because mental, physical, financial health. I got to bring some weights with me so you can keep healthy on the road. And yeah, no, I'm ready to go. So 5 years from now, I could see that. My daughter will be 12, and yeah, I could do some hella touring.
She like your music?
Yeah, but I'm not her number one. Yeah, so this. No, but it used to be for the longest time, and so for years I wasn't her number one. But Rick Astley was.
That's got to be fun.
And second to Rick Astley was Twisted Sister.
There you go.
Yeah, because she loved the music video, We're Not Gonna Take It.
Yeah.
She would play that on repeat, and it was awesome. And she still likes Twisted
It's
Sister.
so funny, a 5-year-old listening to, or the 4-year-old.
Yeah, basically from like 3 to like 5-ish, she was like, never
We're not
gonna give you
gonna
up. And that one. Yeah, it was ridiculous. Or the other one, I Want to Rock.
Yeah.
Because when the guy goes out the window, oh my God, I want to rock.
Is that where you guys got the idea?
What's that?
For benefit.
For the promotional?
Oh, defenestration?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't my idea. I just ran with it.
Fair enough. Where do you want to be in 5 years?
Honestly, there's some business stuff that I'm looking to get into here soon. I've had an LLC since 2019. 2020 was supposed to be our year, and yeah, look what happened.
Well,
But I've started recently looking into potentially doing custom-built, not custom-manufactured, custom-built guitars and basses.
oh, nice.
Like getting the DIY kits, making everything nicer, doing the staining and everything ourselves, putting other hardware and stuff in it, and doing that. Because realistically, I could do that, turn it around, make a profit, still selling it for less than what somebody's going to order a custom guitar for from like Balaguer or somewhere like that. So
Well, there you go. Let us know when you got that going on. We'll be sure to put on some slides for you.
yeah,
That'd be cool.
yeah, hoping to have gotten a couple to at least do some tests by the end of the year.
That's fair.
Because
Nice.
the first couple will be stuff for me and him. But
Hell yeah.
yes,
That's right. Well, yeah, 2 more questions for you, and then
Yep.
we're going to call it a day.
What you got?
What is one of the, since you've been here, what is one of the funniest or worst things that's ever happened to you on stage or at a show?
Oh, well. Definitely the funniest thing that ever happened to me that I can think of is when my daughter was at a show with me in York, and a friend of mine was helping to watch her while I was performing. She's dancing, she's winning the crowd over. Like, she is the entertainment. I'm just playing music, and she comes up and she sees people like dropping money in my tip jar. And at the time it was on the floor.
Right.
And so my daughter came up with a juice box and just like so lovingly threw a juice box in my tip jar. And I was like, oh my God. And the crowd, and like the show was her. And then she comes up to me an hour later and says, hey, Dad, can you play I Want to Rock by Twisted Sister? And I said, ooh, I don't actually have that one right now. Just like I would say to anybody else, I was like, I actually don't have that song prepared, but, I can try to learn it, And she goes, and just takes the juice box and walks away. Now, I can't confirm if she was just that funny or if she was just like, okay, can't play it. Also, I'm thirsty. But I like to think she was like, oh, you can't? And yeah, so that was the funniest. I mean, the worst, I don't know if I've had necessarily anything that's the worst. I had a drunk girl one time in in Maryland want to play Wonderwall to start the show, and we just weren't doing that. But yeah, I don't have any worse. What you got?
I've got nothing yet. Talk to me in January. We'll see how that goes.
I don't know if I really have because we haven't really had that many bad moments on stage. I do have weirdest one. I am married now. I don't wear the ring because I lost weight and it keeps falling off my finger, so I don't want to lose it.
Yeah, well, congratulations on losing weight, though.
Yeah. At the time, I was wearing a different ring on here, and we were hosting open mic at what was at the time McKay's Cave in Carlisle, and there was a drunk woman, probably in her 50s, who was all over the place, and I wasn't married yet, but I've been married. Actually, next Sunday will be 4 years, and I've been with her for 8. I just took that ring over here, flipped it around, stuck it on this finger. I'm like, I don't want to have to deal with this lady.
There you go. Well, where can people find you at? Where you got it coming out next?
Oh, I'm all over the place. I don't even know my schedule. I mean, I book it 6 months to a year in advance. I will say, if you want to know where I'm at, you could be keen on that before I am by going to facebook.com/TommyBEntertainment. or Instagram.com/TommyBEntertainment. Everything is TommyBEntertainment. And so
You have your website, TommyBEntertainment.com?
that's under construction currently,
Under
but I do have it. I do own it. I got all that stuff.
There
So
you
we're
go.
working on that. But yeah, everything. My schedule's on there. Where you can find the music's on there. Even Spotify, iTunes, all that's TommyBEntertainment. And yeah, I look forward to more shows. I'll be in Massachusetts
There you go.
a week from now, and I actually have a show with my friend Jake, who co-wrote Dream, who Eric played lead guitar on. It's all full circle.
What you got going on? Where can people find you at?
All of our social stuff is at Riders Band PA. That is for both the duo and the full band.
How you spell Rider?
RIDER.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not a trucking company. It's RIDER. But Riders Band PA for everything. And because Riders Band just
Right.
there were other things. And I think our next. Yeah, thank you. I was gonna say I wasn't sure what the next one was. Gettysburg Rocks on the 23rd, right? Yeah.
There you go. With all that said, my name is Corey Rosen. This has been a Story Podcast live television. You can find all the stuff that I do at CoreyRosenProductions.com. That's CORYROSEN Productions.com. You can find out all the things I do with the interview, all the things we do movie-wise, all the things we do music-wise. With that, we'll see you guys around. Bye.
I want to see it.
You want to see me get crazy? I have to come out with one of these open mics. Then I get crazy. How so?
I think that sounds
What's your crazy? I might drink a little.